step you want to take is to clean up your image. So this stuff, we have this greatbuildingonline.com stuff. I don't really want that in my presentation. I know it'll be plagiarism if I take it off, but oh well. No, just kidding. You'll just list the source somewhere else. But anyways, there's a couple ways to do this. So one is to use the brush tool, which should be like the 8th tool down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the brush tool. If you click on the brush tool, please note that you get the circle on here. Is your circle small or big? You can change that by changing the size of this thing, right? Just be aware of what you're trying to cover and change the size accordingly. There is a hardness to this thing, which means that you can make it blurry so that it could feather out towards the end, or make it a hard line finish. Right now I have this as a paintbrush. Basically, just like the name implies, it's going to paint over your image. Okay, so oops. So right now, looking at this area right here, it's telling me that the paint is going to be white. If I flip it, the paint is going to be black. Notice up here too, the swatches color is changing as well. Okay, so what I want you to do is to take the paint brush and then set the size to just cover the .com, and we're just going to paint over the .com. Okay. Note that nothing is happening out here, although things might be happening. We just can't see it because we don't have anything on there. Okay. So one way to clean some of these stuff up is to paint right over it using the exact color. If you need to match the exact color of this thing, I'm not doing it right now because this has a lot of different variation in it. It's not pure white, it's not pure gray. There's some dark spot right here. Wherever you select with the eyedrop tool, which is over the ruler, you could sample the color that you're getting. So if you click somewhere out here, that color is going to appear, and then you could paint over it with the exact same paint color. But just be careful of that, because where you click on, like if you click on this darker pixel area, you might get the darker paint to paint over. So I caution you on that. Another tool that you might use is the eraser tool. Okay, the eraser tool is about the 11th box on line. It says eraser tool. Okay, if it doesn't have eraser tool, make sure that you smush down on it and then use the erase tool. If you do that to try to erase the buildings online, just like when we did the paintbrush, you can change the size of your eraser and such so that you could erase a bigger area, or very fine tune it so that you can get rid of that. Okay, so there's that, and that's your erase tool. But what happened when I use the erase tool? This weird checkerboard pattern showed up, right? It's kind of like this was a paper that the drawing was on, and I took an eraser and I wanted to erase it so bad that I rubbed on it so hard that it started tearing the paper. It just made it thin, and basically I'm seeing the table underneath. That's what that's representing. It is an alpha channel, alpha screen. Basically it is a transparent background, which is good in some cases. In a lot of cases it's good, because then you don't have to deal with all these other stuff when you bring your image in. So this might be good, but in our case it looks a little bit funny. It's gonna print the same as is, but maybe we want to try something else. Okay, so we tried the paint, we tried the eraser, so we'll try another different way to do this thing.